What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of The Hot Mic here on the John Rocha channel. I am John Rocha, joined as always by the man, the myth, the legend, the Sneider himself, Jeff Sneider. How are you, Jeff?
Hello, Johnny boy.
Get that hat. Right. I got to get me one of those things. Damn it. We're supposed to talk about it, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, very excited to be back here to do a Hot Mic episode here, Jeff, and get into some stuff going on in the world of entertainment. We got some Heat 2 news, Oceans news, some X-Files news, some superhero news, Ridley Scott shooting his mouth off again, some new trailers, reviews, so much happening here in the world of entertainment. So strap the fuck in, because this is going to be a hell of a show for sure. Jeff, what do you got going on? How are things this week? Anything you want to say about the condition that you're in? I'm going to see what condition you're in. Tell me.
I saw a lot of movies this week. I know that.
Yeah.
I've seen Anemone, No Other Choice, Marty Supreme.
You saw Marty Supreme already, you son of a bitch? Wow.
Last night. The Lost Bus, Trap House,
right?
Roofman. It's been a lot of movies.
But Tron Ares conspicuously not in that list.
Just canceled like 3 minutes ago my reservation for tonight. The friend who I was going to see it with backed out, and I was like, well, I'm not going to see that alone. Plus, I'm pretty movied out. Plus, it's a little early for me.
Yeah.
I want to get a newsletter out tonight.
Right.
So maybe I'll go later, or maybe I still haven't seen After the Hunt.
Oh. Do you have a screener for that, or is that out in LA?
Outright, which I didn't realize. So it's like, how am I seeing Tron before Luca Guadagnino's new movie?
Well, what about Kiss of the Spider Woman? That's also out this weekend. I
think I'm going to wind up seeing that in theaters. I'm sure it's good. Maybe I'll catch it at the end of the year. But
what's your feeling here? Like, real quick, before we dive into the main stories, let's bring up Kiss of the Spider Woman. The projections are $2 million for opening week. Yet people are saying Jennifer Lopez is a shoo-in for Best Supporting Actress. I mean, does that make sense to you? I mean, we've talked about The Rock, whether he's going to get nominated out on a $6 million opening weekend for Smashing a Machine, but does this kind of hurt J-Lo's chances to get nominated?
I mean, I don't think it hurts. No, I don't think it matters. I mean, how many movies have we seen get nominated over the years for performances from movies that didn't do very well? I don't think it helps, obviously, that to have a flop. But if she's as good as everybody says she is, and the performance is undeniable, then I don't see how she wouldn't get nominated. It's tricky because it's like you want to give the benefit of the doubt to all these awards movies and say, oh well, this person's in this.
Yeah,
this director's always been good, but 80% of the time, it feels like those awards movies end up sort of not living up to whatever expectations we have of them.
Yeah, it feels like we're starting out with a bit of a stumbling fall season of movies. Like, some of the reviews have not been great for these films that are coming through the pike, or the films are underperforming, like we see with One Battle After Another. Although no one expected that film to make a lot of money at the box office, still, you spent $130 million on that movie, right? So we're seeing these kind of reactions to these films, and then we're on the precipice of getting stuff like Hamnet, which is right around the corner. I saw the trailer for the new Joel Edgerton one that's coming. That looks fucking incredible. So are we starting out a little tough, but we're going to be picking up steam as the next couple of months go along here as we get into the thick of the Oscar movies?
I think if there's movies that are going to come out of nowhere, and then there's going to be movies that don't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
I'm very curious about the Bradley Cooper movie. Is this thing on with Will Arnett? And could Will Arnett deliver some great performance or whatever? I think Train Dreams looks fantastic, and I've heard from people, just like if you read between the lines of these reviews, there's respect for the Bigelow movie and Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein and Ryan Johnson's Knives Out. But when I look at the reviews, I can tell, well, people really feel something inside about Train Dreams.
Yeah.
Right? They're not, that filmmaker is a good filmmaker, but he doesn't have a fan base like those other filmmakers I just named.
Right.
So I feel like that speaks to the strength of the actual movie itself. I can't wait to see it. But yeah, I think that this race is wide open, and I say that even after seeing Marty last night.
Yeah, because like looking at what's coming, like Roofman, I don't know if that's going to make much noise financially or awards wise, but maybe. But if I had legs, I'd Kick You is supposed to come out this weekend in some theaters. As I said, Kiss of the Spider Woman. After the Hunt has not been getting the greatest reviews as well. Neither has Kiss of the Spider Woman. After it's gotten out of the festivals, the more they've screened it, the more negative reactions I've seen reviews wise. You've told me Begonia is not one of your favorites, and I've seen some negative reviews of Begonia. I haven't seen too much on Hedda, but Springsteen coming out of the festivals didn't seem to have much fire behind it either. So, and Amenity didn't do that well and is about 50-60% on Rotten Tomatoes as a culmination of reviews. So, like, and now we're into November, and then Christie might not be that strong. Nuremberg is kind of a surprise. So, like, it just seems like we're not starting out as strongly as we normally do when the fall season comes and these Oscar movies start popping up. You know,
I mean, the movie everyone has kind of already written off as an Oscar contender, even though I don't really know why, is Wicked.
Yeah, Wicked for Good. Yeah.
I mean, Wicked, when I think of the movies this year, one battle after another, the audience for the fans of that movie are going to be fans of Marty Supreme too.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just all these movies that are like darker dramas or thrillers or whatever, Sinners, Weapons,
right,
whatever it may be. And Wicked is just totally different.
Yes.
And so I wonder if that just is going to appeal to a certain kind of voter, and whereas all these other movies kind of appeal to the same voter, and they're going to split.
Yeah, it could be that instead of these more, I don't know, harder edge commentary, social, political commentary films, the Academy defaults to something like Wicked for Good, which is much more, although it does have a message, the topical message, the overall, I don't know, look and feel and all of that kind of stuff, and the feel good feeling of it all may be what carries the day. It's very possible.
Here's what I'll say. After seeing some more of these movies,
yeah,
I don't know if I should have been so quick to dismiss Sinners as Best Picture.
Wow. Somebody mark this down on a time code and put it out there. Jeff walking all the way back on this thing. Listen to that.
I'm starting to think Sinners has a real chance.
Oh my God. Here we go. Here we fucking go.
Which is something.
What's that line in League of Their Own? I haven't seen everything, but I've seen enough to know that I've seen too much. Now Jeff is right behind Sinners. Well. All right. Anyway, let's get into the stuff that we want to talk about here, Jeff. We'll keep tabs. Of course, we'll talk about through the Oscar season. Of course, on your FYC show, you guys are going to talk about that stuff as well. But let's get into a film that might have some Oscar buzz down the road, and that is Heat 2. Heat 2 has been officially greenlit. This is a bit surprising. I read your breakdown on all the things around it, so I want to talk to you about it even more in depth here on the show. Jeff, you know, Michael Mann was trying to get this done at Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers, according to you, wouldn't go past 150. He brought it down from 230, I think, to 170 or 250 to 170. And in the end, they shopped it around. Amazon MGM has confirmed that they will be doing it with Jerry Bruckheimer and Scott Stuber producing this thing. DiCaprio is still supposedly in play for all of this. But of course, we heard the names of Austin Butler and Adam Driver and Bradley Cooper all being tossed around. So, Jeff, give us your 411 on the Heat 2 situation, how this all went down, and why your speculation on why it landed on Amazon MGM besides being willing to pay the $170 million.
Well, like you said, you guys should all check out the newsletter. And if you don't want to buy a subscription, I do have it for sale on Buy Me a Coffee individually, just for like $1.99 or whatever.
There you go.
But I will try to summarize it the best I can. Like,
okay,
if you're Mike and Pam, who just got re-upped this week.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that too. Yes, for sure.
Right. Like, do you really, all the goodwill that you accumulated this year, do you really want to spend that on Heat 2?
Yeah.
Which is based on a book that wasn't great. It's a prequel/sequel to a movie starring the two greatest actors of all time.
Yes.
That didn't perform that well when it came out.
Right.
That didn't get any Academy love at all, which can justify a movie like One Battle After Another.
Right.
And And it's from Michael Mann, who has seen better days.
Yeah.
So that is why I think they ultimately passed. I mean, obviously, it came down to money as well. And I know that they said that the article said they were willing to go as high as like 150, but only if he did 2 and 3.
Right.
Which is like, what?
It's a weird requirement. Yeah.
It was odd. And maybe one of those requirements where it's just like, they require it knowing he's going to say no. And
yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%.
So Sony was interested, Paramount was interested, and Amazon obviously interested. Paramount, I think, passed. Obviously, Paramount has spent billions of dollars over the last couple of months,
right,
on content. And so I think that Paramount and Sony were both basically willing to do 150 or around there. Which without requiring Heat 3, so they would have given him 10 million more than Warner Brothers. But at the end of the day, if you're Michael Mann and you wanted 230 and you've already cut it down to 170, it's like, do I really want to cut more? I know I'm barely going to be able to hit 170 because I'm Michael Mann and I'm notorious for going over budget.
Yes.
So let's be realistic with myself. I'll take the extra 20.
Right.
And go to Amazon, right? And we don't need to mention the rumor that I'd mentioned earlier, Rocha, right?
Oh yeah, right. Of course, yeah.
But if you look at who is producing,
right,
it is another veteran producer,
right,
who Mann respects, right? That is when he came up, Jerry Bruckheimer came up with the same time as Jerry Bruckheimer, basically, in the 80s.
Yep.
So I think that was it. It was Bruckheimer's going to be my guy fighting for me in my corner. It's landed at Amazon. Amazon's like, okay, this is a lot of money that we're committing to this. Who do we want in our corner looking out for us as a producer?
Right.
Scott Stuber, the head of United Artists, which is their, essentially their biggest label or whatever.
Right.
So it all made kind of perfect sense. And, then there's the casting. Now, but I'll stop talking for a second, give you a minute to weigh in. What did you think of all the casting rumors and whatnot?
All the casting rumors, I mean, I think it's all just rumors until they actually lock it down. And I don't want to get excited about anybody until they lock it down, because we've seen it, especially with DiCaprio. And as you pointed out in your article, he doesn't like to work that much. It's not that he doesn't like to work when he works.
It wasn't me who pointed that out. For the record.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You said that in your article. I didn't say you said it, but it's in your article that somebody speculated he doesn't like to work that much. And look, I don't fault him, because he's really committed when he works, and that takes a lot out of you. So he wants to enjoy. He wants to have a nice, good work-life balance. I want to hang out in Ibiza on the beach with my 25-year-old girlfriend, and then for 3-4 months, I want to really dedicate myself to this role and make the movie as well as it can be. So I totally get it. The question becomes, though, is the lure of working with Michael Mann, is that exciting for him? Is stepping into the shoes of supposedly a role that has already been done before by Val Kilmer, does that make sense to you? And in the end, will this project do anything for your career other than working with a legendary film director? And as you said, someone who's kind of lost their fastball. And he just experienced that a little bit with some of the backlash to Killers of the Flower Moon, that not doing well. And he worked with Scorsese. I know he wants to work with him again and all of that, but to me, I'm concerned about the DiCaprio side of things if he would really commit to it. But I go back to this, and I know Jeff always thinks I'm crazy when I put my tinfoil hat on, but a few weeks ago, DiCaprio was on a boat with Jeff Bezos as his guest. And I wonder if maybe discussions happened at that point, because the rumors had already been in the water that he was looking at Heat 2. And I wonder if maybe there was a conversation like, look, if I buy this and I give Mann what he wants at 170, would you commit to being part of the project? I don't think that's it. There's no tampering rules in fucking Hollywood. This isn't the NBA. So I wonder if maybe there was a conversation.
Let me get this straight, John.
Yeah, go ahead.
You think that Jeff Bezos is sitting on a boat talking about Heat 2?
Let me tell you something about rich people, and especially rich people. They are cheap as fuck, and they will absolutely micromanage the fuck out of their business until it chokes to death. So yes, I 1000% believe that Jeff Bezos would have brought it up if it was a possibility. So, because you're going to spend $170 million on that movie. I love you think that rich people just kind of float around on the water and don't give a fuck what happens to their money. That's why they become rich, Jeff.
No. Jeff Bezos stays out of this stuff. Maybe he gets involved on the Bond level of like acquiring Bond rights for $1 billion.
Thank you.
He's not involved in the level of trying to recruit Leonardo DiCaprio to do Michael Mann's Heat 2. The idea that Jeff Bezos is like holding the strings of this negotiation is insane.
If you're spending my fucking money, I'm going to be involved in everything along the way. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This isn't a $40 million movie. This is a $170 million movie. So anyway, that being said, I do like that it's gone to this direction. I know Apple was supposedly interested. I'm really surprised Apple didn't like come through and just take it.
This is not the kind of movie that Apple makes, right? There aren't a lot of Apple movies with like, you know, that are like hardcore crime movies.
No, but they do gritty stuff. I mean, if you look at the TV series, they do some gritty stuff like Dope Thief and other things. Like they've explored that in the past. But I hear you. Movies wise, you don't really. It's more trying to be a 4-quadrant crowd pleaser type of films like F1 and what have you. So I hear you. Or Wolf.
Yeah. Again, this stuff has to be like advertised inside of Apple stores around the world.
But we don't have a cast, right? We have speculation.
There's no cast, right? I mean, you would think that Mann has secured some kind of attachment from Leonardo DiCaprio or some kind of promise. Now it's like, is that out of respect for Val? Like Val, I don't want to see anybody else do this. Like you were so great in this. Let me, I'm Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm the best you're gonna get. Let me do it.
Yeah.
Or does he see it as like, Jesus, if Val Kilmer was perfect, like, what do I have to gain from this?
Right.
Why am I doing this? And that was sort of, when I talked to people, that was kind of the gist of what I heard. It was just like, why? Like, where is the upside for Leo in this, particularly this role? That's why a lot of people assumed, right, that Bradley Cooper would be involved in maybe playing a different character, whereas my sources indicated he was actually listed as a backup for DiCaprio in the event that DiCaprio says no, which he has been saying no a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that Knievel movie already had Adrian Brody cast basically,
right?
And he walked away. He still hasn't committed to the cameo in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Right.
And, like I said, people did say, yeah, he doesn't love to work. And so if he's doing the Scorsese movie early next year, the idea that he's going to jump right into this, it seemed a little far-fetched. Again,
yeah,
it's the same thing with Val Kilmer and like De Niro, right? Like De Niro is his idol.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like, do you do this because your idol asks you to? Or is it like, holy shit, like I'm never going to live up to the original Heat. Why would I try?
Right.
It's a fool's errand.
Yeah, I mean, I also something you pointed out that occurred to me too immediately is like he's 15 years older than Chris is in the movie. Like now, DiCaprio is 15 years older than Chris is in the movie, and it's in the movie. The book is supposed to pick up right after everything that happened in the first Heat movie.
I would rather see a movie where it's 15 years later than a movie that is right after.
Yeah.
The events of Heat. I don't want to see Chris the following week. I want to see what happened to him down the line, Yeah,
because I mean, the original Heat movie,
if they change the timeline, you know what I mean? They don't have to stick to the book.
Yeah, that's true. Especially because Michael Mann is the co-author of the book and is going to be directing this film and writing the script. So I would not be surprised if they changed stuff around to make it fit. And also, Heat was like of the time, like it's set at the time. It's not a period piece. So doing it 15 years later, I know it's like 30 years later actually, but if you're setting it 15 years later, that's still kind of more palatable than trying to de-age him to make you think he looks, because he looks nothing like Kilmer. That's the thing at the end of the day too. Like Austin Butler looks more like Kilmer. So I could see him playing the younger Kilmer in the prequel.
Yeah, that's what
section. But I don't think DiCaprio looks like Chris in any way, shape, or form. Looks like Val in any way, shape, or form. Like I get that he's attractive, but he ain't like fucking Val Kilmer was attractive, like matinee idol type of attractive. It's different, right? And so I just don't know that DiCaprio fits. Would he take the role of the villain? Would he be the serial? This is something he's rarely played as a villain. Would he be willing to do the serial killer thing as he outsmarts all of them until the end? I mean, that might be attractive.
I mean, that was the initial assumption, I think, before Kroll kind of came in and said it. No, it's for the Chris role.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I have to trust Kroll's reporting. I feel like he knows what he's talking about.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think it matters that he like looks like Val Kilmer or not. At the end of the day, we're gonna know it's not Val Kilmer. We're gonna know it's fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. He's one of the most famous people on the planet.
True.
But yeah, I don't know if I see it sticking.
Him sticking.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, again, this may have just been done to attract interest or to just like generate hype for that initial announcement from Amazon MGM.
Right.
Like sources were also sort of skeptical that he would work for Amazon MGM.
Right.
Right. It's like he's never worked for them before, and they have like new leadership.
Yeah.
So they were a little surprised by that. At least Apple, he knows that team after working with them on Killers of the Flower Moon. That's going to be his next movie, which just showed up in the mailbox the other day.
Hey. Well, look at that.
At night.
Nice.
That is supposed to be next with him and Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I just saw the Lynn Ramsey trailer. I like the Joaquin one. This one, I have almost no interest in this.
I'm not a big Lynn Ramsey person.
Yeah, it's more like I'm not a white trash person. I don't like to watch those kinds of movies. I grew up around it. There's no story you could tell that I haven't heard growing up around that in Virginia. So anyway, it's my personal opinion. Anything more you want to say on this? Anything more to talk about on this? I mean, is there any women that have been like possibly mentioned to be part of this? Because you had what?
I think a lot of people have just assumed Ana de Armas, and she may very well get a shot at it, but I do think that it's more likely Adriana Arjona or Isa Gonzalez. Sorry,
comes in. Yeah, I could see that. That's for sure. Any chance? Well, no, we wouldn't have would we have an Ashley Judd like stand in as well, a replacement for Ashley Judd? I mean, Chris's wife.
I mean, potentially, yeah. You never know. Like, I could see that. Who knows? That can be like Anna Sophia Robb or something.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
Who knows?
So, all right. So, what's your feeling? 170 million, Amazon MGM. Is this going to happen? Do you think in the end this will happen?
Yeah, I think he too will ultimately happen.
Okay.
And again, I think for Amazon, it's the right move. Amazon needs big stuff like this. Like, I don't think Crime 101 is going to perform that well next year with Hemsworth and Ruffalo, even though I love that short story. I feel like that's something that audiences are probably going to reject in theaters and, will do well on the streaming service. Right. So it needs like the kind of thing that's going to get people to show up.
Yeah.
And Heat 2 is the kind of title that would get people to show up in theaters.
Right. Yeah. All right. We'll see what happens. With
it's defensible that Warner Brothers would pass, though.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. And speaking of which, you brought this up already, but let's talk about it. Abdy, Pam, Abdy, Michael DeLuca here were re-upped at Warner Brothers. It was re-upped for an unspecified amount of time, but they were re-upped here at Warner Brothers. And I find it very funny when you read the story that, that Zaslav came out and was like, we really appreciate their points of views and the work they've done. But meanwhile, Zaslav was like interviewing replacements as early as this year. And so I think it's very funny.
Keeps the people on their toes. Get the best out of them.
Is that what it is? So you can't be possibly surprised by this. And I didn't know that they were like in contention for a re-up, but the unspecified amount of time, what does that tell you about this, Jeff?
The what? The unspecified? Oh, just like what do you mean?
It wasn't, we're re-upping them for it's a 5-year contract or whatever. Like, we don't know how long the contract is for. So do you think it was like maybe an extra 2 or 3 years? Like, what's your feeling on that?
Yeah, another 2 or 3 years, I think makes sense, especially since I think that's within the window that they ultimately want to sell the studio again, right? We're already here.
Right, yeah.
Paramount. It was a well-deserved extension for them.
Right.
I won't tip my hand about what I think is next, but I don't think it's hard to figure out. And I think that we may be hearing about that soon, especially with a certain show that's on this evening. Wait.
I said this last night on the Geek Buddies that this is a bit of this morning, Christian Harlow show. Like, this is a bit of a Does this mean the Matt Reeves verse is now much more on solid ground? Because, I mean, he was reporting to Abdy and DeLuca. He wasn't reporting to James Gunn. So does this put the Reeves universe a little more on solid ground? Or does this mean that Gunn is fully going to take control now and they're going to move the Reeves? What's your?
I don't even know what you just said. What is he's going to fully take control? He's already fully in control. He's just head of DC Studios.
Yeah, but you said that you said on the show that Reeves submitted his script probably to Abdy and DeLuca first, before he submitted to James Gunn. So is the Batman 2 under?
That's who you report. I mean, those movies, they oversee those movies.
Right. So does the fact that they got re-upped, does that mean Reeves is on much more solid ground to keep going with his universe?
I think it helps for sure, but I hadn't, like, again, the idea that your mind went to Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves hasn't even entered into anything I've said this week to anybody.
No, I know, but you know, you don't see comic book stuff like I do. Go ahead. Yes.
I just think that if you're re-upping Mike and Pam,
yeah,
you might re-up some other executives, and this might be a very good week to do that.
Oh, James Gunn. Oh, interesting. Okay. Saffron.
So we'll see.
Okay. All right.
I don't think that's far off.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, we'll see what the response to the finale is tonight, which will be interesting as well. But one of the things almost immediately that was announced to Jeff almost at the same time, and this was announced by George Clooney on the red carpet, speaking of Warner Brothers, was that Ocean's 14 is a go. Clooney said, yeah, we got the green light. We're putting it all together, trying to schedule everybody. He said that Brad Pitt and Matt Damon and Julia Roberts, he had dinner with Julia the other night, and they've talked about this possibility, and now it's a go. Ocean's 14 is happening. No talk about Ocean's 8 coming back to be a part of this. Maybe, you know, they're kind of kicking around script stuff. So let's just get your initial thoughts on this. Were you surprised by this? Does this make sense at this point to do an Ocean's 14? It's been 18 years since Ocean's 13.
I mean, we can't talk about Ocean's 14 without talking about this other prequel that is supposed to.
Okay, I wanted to hit this first and then move to the prequel. But if you want to talk about them both at the same time, then fine, we can do that. There you go.
Set up that one too.
So this one is happening as well. This is also greenlit by Warner Brothers. An Ocean's 11 prequel that was originally set to shoot in late of 2023 with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling leading the cast. Jay Roach was directing. Linus Sangrum was lensing. Well, 2 years and many days later, the project's undergone a few key changes. Roach is out. Twister's director Lee Isaac Chung is in as his replacement, and Margot Robbie is in, but Gosling has now been replaced by Bradley Cooper, and film is set to start shooting next year, although plot specifics are supposedly, quote, locked. And this film will be titled Oceans, with Cooper and Robbie playing the parents of Danny Ocean. So there you go. All right. So the Oceans verse is happening, prequel and sequel. So your thoughts on this?
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Pick a lane, right? And like, it's the same thing with Batman.
Right.
Pick a lane. We don't need the prequel, the sequel. I like just do one.
Yeah.
So you know, the timing of all this was very interesting to me. It felt to me like it was like Margot Robbie. Like George Clooney says something on a carpet, says fucking Ocean's 14 coming. We're gonna shoot it next year. Probably be ready for 2027, whatever. Which is like when Warner Brothers is really trying to like go big, and we'll come back to that point in a second.
Yeah.
But it felt to me like Margot heard that and was like, well, don't forget about my Oceans. And, you know, Ryan may not be doing anymore, but I've got Bradley Cooper too. Like, it just felt so planted.
Yeah.
And it was Fleming. So to me, it feels like there's a little rivalry up there between these two projects.
What? Why? That makes no sense.
Because they don't want the other one to go. You think George Clooney is rooting for the Margot Robbie movie to go? You think Margot Robbie's rooting for Ocean's 14 to happen?
Well, wouldn't you want to do one with the approval of the other? Why would you want to do a film about George Clooney's parents in the character that played George Clooney plays without George Clooney's blessing? That makes no sense.
Blessing? They need his blessing to have a fucking 15-year-old kid play George Clooney? What do you mean?
He built the character. He created the character.
Who gives a shit, dude?
Oh,
It's young Danny Ocean. We don't need George Clooney's blessing.
Oh my God. Insane. Go ahead.
They're going to have like young kids in that movie. How old do you think Margot Robbie's kid is going to be?
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it speaks to like the indecision. And I understand developing two different projects. Like you don't know what schedules are going to happen, who's going to be available, especially Ocean's 14. That's a scheduling fucking nightmare.
Yeah, with all those actors. Yeah, for sure.
Brad Pitt and Matt Damon. Like what?
And Julia. He keeps mentioning Julia. Yeah.
So to me, it's funny that it's George Clooney talking about it. It's not Brad Pitt and Matt Damon talking about Oceans. It's George Clooney talking about Oceans.
Yeah.
But yeah, this I think Warner Brothers has to pick a lane. I don't need both these movies.
I don't need the prequel movie. I don't give a shit about the parents of Danny Ocean. I would be down with a young Danny Ocean movie, a young Danny Ocean's 11, 100%.
Furious.
Let me find out how they met. How did he meet Rusty? How did he meet Matt Damon or Matt Damon's dad? How did they work? Like, I'm 1,000% on board with a prequel Danny Ocean movie. I'm not 1,000% on board on some period piece with Gosling and Cooper. That's to me, this is going back to those Margot Robbie vehicles that nobody went to see. Terminal,
Focus.
Yeah, nobody went to see those films, you know?
I mean, Bradley Cooper and Margot Robbie, like I could see how they could be like good grifters and like teach kids how to, like, you know, whatever. But at the same time, he's like too old for her.
That's no such thing in Hollywood, bro. And you know it. There's no such thing in Hollywood.
He feels like a guy who's like on WB's approved list of names. And like you had to go get someone on that list to move this movie forward.
I think it's funny you say that when like Heat is De Niro in his 90s and Amy Brenneman is like 20 years old. What is wrong with you? Come on. He's like in his 50s in that film. So it's about the same age difference between Margot Robbie and Bradley Cooper. So I don't know what you're talking about. Right? Hello?
It's not all age differences are created equal, John.
Yes, the amount of time matters. Margot Robbie is 35 and he's 50. That is not that big of an age difference, 15 years.
Not that big, but
not
to me, Hollywood. They feel like stars of different generations.
Oh, well. Yeah, but I mean, he's still current with A Star Is Born and other things. Like Cooper's very much still top of the
Leo's probably older than Bradley Cooper, and I can buy Leo with Margot, right?
Oh, I see. Okay.
But it's about, I don't know, listen, I just don't see them as a couple.
All right, fair. I just don't want to see it. But Ocean's 14, I do want to see. I love the Ocean's movie, except for 12. I didn't like 12, but 11 and 13 are a lot of fun. I even liked Ocean's 8. So would we have some of the ladies return? I mean, Sandra Bullock, Cate Blanchett. Why not? You could bring them. Anne Hathaway. Those are big names. You got to fill the Bernie Mac hole. You got to fill the Carl Reiner role. Do you bring in a black comedian? Do you bring in someone like Tremel Tillman or Brian Tyree Henry to play that role? Do you bring in, Mel Brooks, who's still fucking alive, to do the Carl Reiner side? That would be a lot of fun. So
I got to tell you, I don't need any of the characters from Ocean's 8.
I know you hate that.
Not one of those ladies needs to come back. We can leave that movie on the side of the road.
I mean, he's literally his sister. What are you talking about? They have to bring Sandra Bullock in for God.
She can have a cameo like she did in Bullet Train.
Just on the phone? But I agree with you, man. This feels like a franchise that's a little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
And I don't see the logic because everybody better take a pay cut because you're not going to get $200 million to do this movie. I think Zaslav would be like, well, I'm not re-upping you fuckers anymore. You want to do
a TV show is interesting. A YA TV show with Danny Ocean.
Yeah.
Just like they did Young Dexter and I do think that could work and would be good fodder for HBO Max, but
right. Yeah, it could be a lot of fun. So we'll see. All right, we'll see what happens with that as it goes along. Let's move on to this story here. Danielle Deadwyler is being looked at for the X-Files. Does this excite you, Jeff? I mean, she's of course got a lot of recognition from Till. But now working with Ryan Coogler, do you think this makes it more of a go or less of a go that Danielle Deadwyler would be looked at for leading this X-Files situation?
Danielle Day-Lewis, as we like to call her in my Danielle Day-Lewis.
Wow. Okay.
I think she's a good pick.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like it.
Okay.
Because I feel like she's who did I say? Mr. Terrific.
Ed Gethege. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I thought he would be a good as Fox Mulder, and she's almost like the female version of him. They're both like really good actors. I'm very curious who she'll be paired with. But if it's true, I like it.
Yeah,
she's talented.
Yeah, I think she's talented too. Obviously, a lot of people felt she should have been nominated for Till. She wasn't in the end, but a lot of people, felt she's okay. I'm gonna lose my mind on my computer in a minute. I don't know how Apple. I mean, whatever you fucking did that makes these windows get bigger every time you fucking touch them. I'd love you to fucking stop doing that because nothing irritates me more.
I hate that you're like you touch the wrong thing and then you can't get the window back and it's hidden.
Yeah,
I don't know all these shortcuts.
Yeah, I don't know. You made it for these fucking nerds. You didn't make it for regular human beings to use, for God's sake. But anyway, I don't know if I look. I like Danielle's a talent. I don't know if this moves the needle in any way, shape, or form. But maybe they don't need to because it's like, well, it's Ryan Coogler. He's the one that's going to put butts in seats. His version of that, right?
The series.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's the one that's going to get people. Going to get people to turn it on and watch. Then fine, yes. But I don't know. I'm going to be curious to see if this gets people excited to see it. But without no one's going to miss a beat and come after the whole situation. So we'll see.
What the situation of recasting white leads with black leads?
Yes, we've seen this so much in our fucking public discourse. I'm so exhausted by it that I know this is going to happen.
I think it'll be more interesting.
Well, of course it'll be more interesting. Usually is. But like
I do think it would be very interesting talking about aliens and the supernatural and stuff in the black community and exploring that kind of phenomenon.
I know.
Especially in the inner city.
Well, that's your assumption that it would be an inner city. I mean, we don't know, but like there are black people in middle income and in high levels now. So, but I think too, I think it's a great, interesting thing to explore because having had numerous black friends in my life who talk about the paranormal and talk about aliens and sci-fi stuff, I rarely see it on TV or in films. So the idea that you want to explore that through this prism, I like that idea as well. But what you said, who are they going to pair up with? I think is going to be really important.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it'll be a black lead or if it'll be a white guy now.
Yeah, my money would be on a white guy.
Good bet.
Yeah. It could be, but it could be Anthony Ramos, who they seem to be plugging in all of these franchises to kind of walk that line in between the two. So I wouldn't be surprised if Anthony Ramos.
He's not white. It's Anthony Ramos.
He's like white passing. It works. So we'll see.
You know who would be? I mean, who would be interesting actually?
But it's TV, right? So
yes, it's like a prime TV series from Ryan Coogler.
Yeah.
So who do you have anybody who comes to mind?
I mean, do you want to, but the thing is, do you want to go old and young? Do you want to play that whole like grizzled veteran and young person?
No, I think you need some sexual attention. I need some possibility that these two could hook up. Aldous Hodge has a TV show, Mr. Orion.
Oh, right. He's doing Cross.
Got to think of someone who needs the work, who is like good enough to get the tap.
Wouldn't Lakeith be interesting? Do you think Lakeith would be interesting?
He would be interesting. How about this guy? This guy has been forgotten.
Go ahead.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, but you're one of those guys that thinks he can be sexy. It's not that sexy about Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I don't think there's anything sexy.
It's old detective Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah. People like Brick, like going back to detective mode. Fox Muldery.
Looper, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, maybe.
I'm just saying, a talented guy in search of he could use a real job.
Is Michael B. Jordan out of the realm of possibility?
John, yeah.
No, not Brian Tyree Henry. What about Treble Tillman? As I just said earlier, that's a possibility. People love him, and they respect her. Having them together.
I
don't know, but you're trying to put it in the whole like, well, it has to be sexual. Oh yeah, I mean, listen, that's a possibility. Chris ain't doing much. I mean, that's a possibility. I like this idea, Alden Ehrenreich. If you're going to play second fiddle to in that fucking Iron or whatever it was, I could absolutely Ironheart. I could see him playing with Danielle Deadwyler. Don't you think? That's a possibility.
Maybe.
No, not Mark Ruffalo. That's not a possible. Although he's great in Task.
All right, moving along.
All right, we're moving along. All right, what are your thoughts on this? Did you see any of the trailers? Did you see the Night of the Seven Kingdoms trailer that dropped earlier from Game of Thrones? Did you see the Playdate trailer?
Hey!
Badlands trailer.
Hey!
Yes.
Hey! Is your name fucking Boogaloo Targaryen? Then shut the fuck up.
So you're saying you didn't like it? Is that what you're saying?
No, I did watch it. I just thought that was funny. It actually looked not bad to a guy who could care less about Game of Thrones.
Right.
I just love it. You fucking blow Targaryen. Then get out of my fucking way, mate.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I did my reaction to it earlier today. I was really surprised at how funny it was, how much humor there was in it. Because I'm not familiar with the novellas. So the fact that they're adding a little bit of humor to the world of Game of Thrones, I think is so important. So I like that. What about
that little egg boy? He looks like he could be up to no good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a real life Dolby the Elf.
What about this? Did you enjoy this final trailer?
Fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, good stuff.
Dude, bring on the Predator. I am ready for it. I trust Trachtenberg. Trachtenberg has. When has he let us down?
I know, it's a good question. He hasn't. You know who's let us down? This motherfucking trailer let us down.
Hey, that's my old boss. You watch him out.
I don't give a shit who your boss is. That fucking trailer was horrible. Horrible.
And it's exactly what he should be doing. This is like his kindergarten cop, if you will, paired with Kevin James. I mean, people like Kevin James. My dad will watch that movie.
Great.
Playdate. He gets to be funny. Richson, I mean,
he is so above this slop now that to me it breaks my heart that he's doing this. This is Batista doing that fucking Cab movie or the thing with the little girl.
Right, the Amazon, and there was a sequel to that, wasn't there?
There was. Yeah. My Bodyguard 2 or whatever. Ugh.
Sounds like it was it.
So what?
I'm just saying, Amazon knows who tunes into these Alan Ritchson shows.
I mean, Kevin James has been relevant for like 10 years, man. What are we talking about? If this had come out in 2005, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? It'd probably be a theatrical release, to be honest. But like now, I'm like,
the throwing the football gag, that was kind of funny.
He was the funniest one in the whole trailer was Ritchson. So
I have friends with kids now, and they're just like, the kid can't throw like a football or anything, any ball really, and he's just like, I got to focus on my other kid now. This kid's a lost cause.
He's not gonna get me my retirement that I need right now. All right, any other trailers? I mean, we had a lot of other trailers. I watched a bunch of them.
18 billion trailers today.
Yeah, there really were so many.
You tell me one that's better than Edie fucking Falco saying to the fucking mayor of Kingstown, "This is my fucking castle now."
Yeah. How many does she have right now? Like, isn't she in the new Doc series right now, or is that Felicity Huffman? Oh, it's Felicity Huffman. I get those two confused all the time.
Bro, the mayor of Kingstown.
Right.
So good.
Season 4. Yeah.
So good.
We had a new Begonia trailer that dropped as well.
They can cut all the trailers they want for that movie.
A Mercy trailer, which looked horrific. Ugh, Chris Pratt.
Oh, I think that looks interesting.
What's interesting? What is interesting about that film? Tell me. I want to know.
The idea of being judged by AI when the AI doesn't have all the facts.
Ooh.
Chris
the AI that you programmed.
Who hasn't wanted to tie Chris Pratt to a chair?
Fair point. Yeah, Father, Mother, Sister, Brother came out. Did you like that trailer at all?
Didn't bother watching that one. Not a Jarmusch guy.
I thought you liked Jarmusch. I thought maybe you'd watch it.
There's been so many. I can barely keep track of them all.
What's the other one that came out? I was trying to think of another one that I watched here. Oh, there was a new Hamnet trailer. I know you think that's not going to win anything. Oh no, I think you don't want it to win anything.
I haven't seen it. I need to see it.
Yeah, the film itself, right?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Ballad of a Small Toronto. Sometimes you have opinions before you see it, so don't even. That new Ballad of a Small Player trailer looked damn good as well. That came out a couple of days ago.
Nervous about that one, but okay.
Mm-hmm. And then, as we said, the Train Dreams one trailer. Oh, and I saw the trailer for Pluribus. That looks interesting. Rhea Seahorn.
Yes, very curious what to make of that one.
Yeah, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Is Rhea going to be enough of a draw to make that work? That's going to be interesting as well. Likewise. Yeah. All right, let's see what else we want to talk about. Do I have this up? Oh yeah, here we go. What do you think about this, Jeff? Reports coming out that Saoirse Ronan will be playing Linda McCartney. Man, everyone is leveling up with who is playing them in this movie. Man, I mean, no offense, Linda McCartney certainly, she's attractive for what she was in her day, but Saoirse is a whole nother ball game, man. So, what are your thoughts on this possibility and how the cast seems to be rounding into form, so to speak? Anna Sawai.
Again, everybody's getting a little beauty upgrade here. Yoko Ono's Anna Sawai.
I know, right?
Confirm that one officially, but yeah, I mean, she's a great actress. Like, you can't ask for better. It makes sense that Sam Mendes would turn to her to play Linda McCartney. Yeah, perfect.
But does this let you know, like, where we're at with this, even more so with this film, that they've got like this level of talent that they're attracting to be a part of it? I mean, like, when you look at it, does that make sense that the kind of actors they're bringing along are the kind of actors that need to be brought along for this project?
Yeah, I don't think that they're sparing any expense, obviously. Yeah. These are all, I think, again, budgeted around $100 million.
Yeah.
And these are like the definitive biopics of the greatest band of all time in many people's eyes. So, and again, Tom Rothman getting up there at Sony, there's a feeling that, to some extent, this could be his swan song in 2028, and he just goes out on a high note. I mean, you got to spend it while you got it. So
that's true. That's true.
He thought he was going to be spending a fuck ton on Tarantino's movie, and that movie hasn't materialized yet. So he's like, all right, let's go all in on these.
It's going to be interesting when it all plays out. Let's what are your thoughts on this, Jeff? This is happening apparently. Scarlett Johansson, she is going to be taking the role here of Mother Gothel, that she's circling the role of Mother Gothel in the Tangled live action.
Mother Gothel.
Yeah, Mother Gothel. Oh, Gothel. Sorry, I don't know how you say it.
I've never seen Tangled. I don't know who you're talking about. So.
She's the mom who ties Rapunzel or locks Rapunzel up in the castle.
Okay, I could see that. Angelina Jolie played a villain. I could see her being the next big Disney villain. But
I thought they had put this one on the shelf. So now do you think Scarlett being attached now possibly gets this back into motion?
Yes, I think it would take someone like her to put it back in motion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, I'm very curious to see who they're going to get to star.
Right.
It's probably going to be a young up-and-coming pop star or something like that.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, I know they went to Sabrina Carpenter, and it would definitely be hers if she wanted it. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a movie that, like, my nieces will probably want to see. I have no interest in it.
Right. It's not your jam.
Who's the director?
The guy who did Greatest Showman, Michael Gracie. Still, right now it is. I don't know if it's different now, so we'll see. Oh, McKenna Grace is a nice choice. I like that. I like McKenna Grace. I'd be down with that. A lot of people are mad that it wasn't Catherine Hahn, but I mean, Scarlett Johansson is going to get it in motion. Catherine Hahn's not going to get it in motion. There's a difference there. All right. Do you want to talk about your big thing now, or do you want to save it for later?
Oh, that thing. Okay. Well, Yeah, there's like obviously a bunch of Marvel placeholder release dates, right?
Yeah.
That you have out there right now. Hold on.
Yes, there are quite a few.
I'm pretty sure that there's one on May 5th. May
Okay.
5th,
Okay.
2020, Cinco de Mayo.
Hey.
And I'm pretty sure the movie that we're going to see in summer 2028 from Marvel is X-Men.
Wow. You think it's going to be X-Men, the movie that comes in 2028 on May 5th from Marvel?
That's what I'm hearing.
Wow. And how many months would that be after Secret Wars? Because remember, when I broke all that stuff about Hulk and Daredevil or Hulk and Punisher, I was told that the X-Men movie would come out 3 months after Secret Wars. But that seems a little bit more than 3 months after Secret Wars.
5 months.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to come out in December, in like late December.
Right.
2027. And then X-Men May 2028.
Yeah,
so
it makes sense. That makes sense. You introduce them in Secret Wars, and then you roll them into, or maybe even in Doomsday, and you roll them into their own movie.
That's it's the Avengers slot. It's a sign of confidence. It's a show of how important these characters are.
Yep,
they're not relegating them to the end of the summer like Fantastic Four.
Right.
Everything makes sense. And didn't the original X-Men, when did that debut? Do you remember?
The original X-Men?
Yeah. Let me see.
It's 20. I know it was 2020.
2000, you mean?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 2000. Yes. July 14th of 2000. July 14th.
July. Okay. Well, yeah, I think it's that is going to end up being the movie that is being held on May 5th, 2028.
Well, May is the new July, so I mean, I think it kind of
is the new July.
All right, cool. Well, what do you think about this news, Jeff? Do you think people are making too much out of this situation? Jonathan Majors was interviewed again recently, and when he was asked about whether he's going to come back as Kang, the reporter claimed that he sheepishly smiled from ear to ear and said, "I can't speak on that right now, but if I were to come back, there is the multiverse, so anything is possible." Do you think he was just being cheeky, or do you think he's dropping little hints that there is that the possibility of coming back now seems to be increasing?
Of who coming back?
Jonathan Majors is Kang.
Yeah, I don't think Jonathan Majors is coming back as Kang. You guys can forget about that.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. I think what Mr. Sinister said, I was just about to say that, Mr. Sinister, the May 2028 would be the 20th anniversary of the MCU, because Iron Man came in 2008, and I think that X-Men will represent the whole starting over of the universe in the wake of post-Secret Wars and everything.
Right. Good call.
So yeah, I don't know. I barely listened to that quote, but I can tell you right now, Jonathan Majors is not coming back.
Okay. I think it's possible because, I mean, look, he got convicted. He did his time. He came out of prison. He's with, a woman who's by his side. He's trying to rebuild his career. We're in the post-Trump era where like everyone canceled gets another shot. So why the fuck wouldn't he have a possibility to come back in Secret Wars or something if he was willing to like play second fiddle to Robert Downey Jr.? So
is he willing? Is he willing to do that?
I mean, I think that happens.
It's the MCU, baby. And when it comes to the MCU,
yeah,
to quote Eminem, you only get one shot.
Oh, Jesus.
You not miss your chance to blow. The opportunity comes once in a lifetime, yo.
Blow the opportunity. All right. What do you think about what do you think about this response from The Rock, Jeff? Did you like this? After the Smasher Machine underperformed the box office, for once, The Rock was able to come and say, "Hey, from deep in my bones, thank you to everyone who's watched it. In our storytelling world, you can't control box office results, but what I can realize you can control is your performance, your commitment to completely disappear and go elsewhere. And I will always run to that opportunity. Thank you, brother, for believing in me," talking to Benny Safdie. So what if he had responded like this after Black Adam? What if he had responded to this after Baywatch? What if he had responded to this after the WWE bullshit? I think this film would have done a lot better this past weekend. If only
The Rock had been more genuine in his apologies for Baywatch, then this movie would have performed better.
Baywatch was an attack on the critics. He's like, "I don't make movie for critics. I make my movies for the fans."
I
And
think
when they don't show up, what happens then?
really nice message. Like, let's just take it at face value. This is a nice message. He's right. You can't control the box office. You win some, you lose some. That's, when I wrote my column about Smashing Machines box office last week, got feedback from people close to the situation, and they were like, you know what? You're spot on. We're not going to stop taking chances on filmmakers, especially, rising filmmakers like Benny Safdie. But you're right. We didn't really figure out who the audience is for this.
Yeah.
And that's not on The Rock.
No.
The Rock's job is to come up and to show up every day on time and not piss in bottles and not, be an asshole or whatever, and perform to the best of his ability. He did that, right? This is the best performance of his career.
100%.
I'm going to give the guy credit for it. I'm not going to knock him just because they had trouble selling that to his typical audience of meatheads who just want to see him carrying a 2x4.
Okay.
Or the audience of art house people who are just like, yeah, I don't buy it. I'm not buying The Rock's transformation here. Like, let's go see a different prestige movie since they all come out in the same 3 months.
Yeah, they do. They really do. So it's a lot to get stacked on top of each other.
I'll see the Daniel Day-Lewis movie.
Yeah, not a lot of people saw that, but people aren't going after Daniel Day-Lewis for how that underperformed, right? Because
you're right, exactly. Who's for that? I'll tell you, I went to see it after Roofman on Monday night.
Okay.
And at the end of the movie, I could barely hear the fucking movie. You know why?
Why?
Because everyone around me was snoring. This movie put like everyone to sleep. It ended by like 12:45, so I'm not like surprised. But yeah, there were loud snoring going on.
You didn't like it. You didn't like it, what you're saying. Yeah, there we go. Minecraft 2 has been set for summer 2027. Are you happy about this, Jeff? Does this make sense?
Right. This is the point that we're going to come back to. What did I say last week's show or 2 weeks ago show when we did Final Destination, right?
I don't know. What'd you say?
They're recreating 2025.
Yes.
Final Destination sequel.
Right.
Minecraft sequel.
Yes.
Superman sequel.
Yes.
We're just running it back. Because this year was obviously super successful.
Right.
So, makes total sense that they would do this. You can bet that Homer Simpson is going to be like, hey, don't have a cow, man, and he's going to leave. I guess that's a Bart Simpson thing. But yeah, the Simpsons movie will vacate that date. There's not a chance. There's not a chance that those movies open on the same day.
Wow.
I don't care if one's animated and one is like live action.
Okay.
Question is whether this will outperform the original. I think it'll have a tough time doing that because of the whole chicken jockey phenomenon. I think the second movie will have a tough time replicating that.
Yeah. All right, one last thing before we get into some of these questions, Jeff. Matt Belloni reported that reshoots quietly wrapped last month.
We're going to...
Oh, God. Belloni. Thank you for clarifying it. Thank you so much. I'm so tired of people correcting me. Yes, Belloni. I apologize. Matt Belloni reported that reshoots quietly wrapped last month on Michael, and the finished cut now ends with Jackson's meteoric rise to superstardom in the 1980s, meaning everything that came after, including his implosion, The Dark Shadow of Neverland, is out. That's despite 2 weeks of footage filmed at Neverland Ranch, all of it scrapped. But producer Graham King is not giving up. He has plans for a follow-up film, but it all depends on how good this film does. So their way out of this whole situation was, we're not even going to fucking address it. Even though we shot all this time, now they're just going to end on a happy note. So I don't understand the logic of this fucking movie. And I don't understand how these people didn't know they weren't going to run into a fucking quicksand with this situation because of the accusations. It is shocking to me how they've had to pivot and move around this movie to try to make it work. But they might have ended up where they should have ended up from the beginning. But go ahead, Jeff. What are your thoughts on this?
Tricky situation.
It was tricky before you started.
And that's what I'm about to say. Like, were there false promises made to both sides? Was it like, yeah, we're going to do a Michael Jackson that encompasses everything, knowing full well we're probably not going to make that movie about Michael Jackson being a pedo. We just want to get, the estate's blessing to use his music to make one movie.
Right.
Oh,
man.
So it's like,
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see whether it's all worth it in the end.
Right.
I have a hard time believing that they're going to make a whole movie that like makes Michael Jackson look like this saint, and it's going to gross a ton of money, and then they're going to turn around and be like, and now we're going to make the movie where he's a pedophile. Like,
that's what is odd to me. This idea that they think they would stop for a second,
right? And that seems to be what they're telling the press. Like, don't worry, we're going to get to that stuff, but for now, come out and see this whole movie where Michael's the saint. Gonna be interesting to see whether that second movie ever happens. Yeah. Even if they own the footage, or even if they do shoot it and they're just like, we can't really,
Yeah.
It may be worth it to just eat it. I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Good point.
We'll see what the reaction is to the trailer when it hits in like next month.
They could give them more cachet if it's like one of the most watched trailers ever and people are crazy excited for it. But you're right. The ending is like, you'd have to go through all that trial stuff and then his controversial death. I mean, that's such a downer. Do people want to go and see a second film that's all about that kind of stuff? I don't know necessarily, because this music starts to decline. Like, you're probably going to end at what, Thriller or Bad. And then from there you go into like Dangerous and, Scream, and like, it's not that strong.
Some of us grew up on Black or White, John.
Ugh.
Some of us, that was our first exposure to Michael Jackson as little 8 and 9-year-old boys who idolized Macaulay Culkin. That's how we started.
I didn't think about that.
Up there.
That song is so terrible, man.
Black or White? That's a great song.
So, I mean, a 5-year-old wrote that, for God's sake. All right, let's move on. Oh, one last thing. Glen Powell for Evel Knievel. Do you buy this? What's your smell test? Is it past your smell test? Glen Powell for the Evel Knievel movie. Do you think he'll take over?
Glen Powell's doing everything these days. Don't you know Glen Powell? There's a whole army of Glen Powell clones that have taken over, and one can be on this set and one can be on this set.
Yeah.
He sure is doing a lot.
He sure is.
When I think that Glen Powell deep down knows it's probably best to like Tom Cruise, like ease up and only do 1 movie or 2 movies a year and not be in everything, because you don't want to get people to get sick of you. Like
Pedro Pascal is getting all the.
Exactly. You don't want that pushback.
Yeah.
And I'm getting so many Smash Kitchen commercials. You gotta love the Smash Kitchen. It's a way to connect through food, John.
It's true.
I watched Chad Powers last night. I like Chad Powers. Everyone likes to, build up a movie star and then cut him down. And everyone's like, this show.
Hold on a fucking minute. Okay, first of all, Glen Powell's not a motherfucking movie star. Let's put that on the fucking table. Okay.
Yes.
He's in demand as an actor to be in movies. He's not a motherfucking movie star. That's Tom Cruise. That's in the past Will Smith. Glenn has not reached that level. Cut it the fuck out. So go ahead. Yes.
Well, I'm enjoying Chad Powers more than the reviews had indicated that I would. Maybe Hulu should give me some fucking screeners sometime.
Well, let's address another part of this that Jeff was been complaining about all week. The monster Ed Gein situation. This has been fascinating. The critics have not been strong on it, which is why I haven't watched it yet. A lot of bad reviews on it. I know you liked it, but you also like to be the one person in the storm. Authentically, I'm not saying you're doing it on purpose. But I watched or listened to a podcast about a guy who researched this and spent his life researching this, and he tore this series apart. So I'm less inclined to watch it, but please go ahead and tell us why we should watch Monster Ed Gein.
So that is like the review I've been struggling to write all week. That is technically the A story in the next newsletter. Like,
do you not want to talk about it?
Like it's a deconstruction of like the show is a deconstruction of America's obsession with violence.
Yes, it is.
It's a brilliant commentary. I was so shocked by how many people dismissed the last 2 episodes of the show, including Bill Simmons. When the last 2 episodes of the show I thought were fascinating.
Okay.
The whole, we're getting into spoilers here. Like the whole Mindhunter thing, the mirroring of Mindhunter. I thought it was like genius, and it's Netflix holding a mirror up to itself. It's like
I got back some of the actors who played those characters.
Yes, exactly. Right? Kathy Anderson plays fucking Brutus in both of them. The guy playing Speck was amazing. Tobias Jelinek from Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
He's the kid from Hocus Pocus.
Let that sink in.
and he's like, "You like my titties?" It was, first of all, the show's fucking wild. It's totally insane. I got what they were doing early on, and I kind of loved it. I got it when they did Psycho, which was in like maybe the third or fourth episode.
Okay.
When you see all the stabbings, that's obviously not what Psycho is. Psycho is based on your imagination. You never see the knife penetrate the flesh in Psycho.
You couldn't do that in 1960.
But you couldn't get away with that now. People demand, that's what they want to see. That's why they're buying the ticket. They want to see the knife piercing the flesh.
Right.
And I thought it was such an interesting commentary on how just the escalation of things. How Toby Hooper's in that show being like, fucking Hitchcock's a pussy. Like, I want to fucking show crazy shit in, Texas Chainsaw.
Right.
And then, and like, even, with Sounds of the Lambs and everything, I just thought there's so much more going on beneath the surface of Monster Season 3. Charlie Hunnam, I thought, was really good.
Yeah. Coming back for the Lizzie Borden season too.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, he'll be playing her father. I don't know, man. I between this and the Idol, Susanna Son can't catch a break.
Well, maybe she's just one of these artists that is ahead of her time. That like her approach to things.
She's not afraid. She's not. She's a fearless artist, just like she was in Red Rocket, the Sean Baker movie, where she plays a young porn star. Like, critics are just like afraid of what they don't understand. They're like, I go to Rotten Tomatoes. I have the tab open right now because I'm writing my piece, and it's like, this show hates itself. And it's like, no, the show doesn't hate itself. The show, you, and it does seem to have contempt for its audience, but so what, right? That makes you uncomfortable.
That's the point.
But yeah, exactly. Hunnam's the one that is like, you're the one who can't look away. You're the one who can't take your eyes off this shit. And I think it does speak to our bloodlust and I don't know, just the way that they connected it to the Holocaust and a whole bunch of other stuff. And the transsexual episode, right, with Christine Jurgensen, I thought that was really good and added new layers to the show. Really good show. Don't listen to the critics. They're more.
How about Addison Rae? Did you like her in the with her role?
Not particularly. The whole. I mean, again, I think one thing that didn't help was knowing that she's playing a real person who died at 14.
Oh yeah.
She's not. I don't think she's playing a 14-year-old girl in the show. She's 24 in real life.
Gotcha.
But like, then just change the name.
Right.
Don't make it because this girl whose name you're using died at 14.
Right.
I think part of it is that the show didn't want to sexualize a 14-year-old like that and have a 14-year-old in her bra and panties.
Well, are you going to go all the way or are you not going to go all the way? Because that's part of people can't turn away from that too. The sick motherfucker.
That's when it comes to violence. Like if we're entering like violence against children, I think that is different. And that's, I'm sure that they did make some concessions, but they're not obviously not a lot. It's crazy the shit that we see on the show,
right? And
the idea that those images are going to be exposed to 90 million people or whatever.
Yeah. Was it? I think it's ranked second, right, for most views this week on Netflix in terms of shows, which is pretty amazing. So. One last thing I'm looking at here. Mia McKenna Bruce has apparently joined the Beatles films as well. She will be playing Maureen Starkey, the first wife of Ringo Starr, who will be played by Barry Keoghan. So I like her. I think she's a good actress. Mia McKenna Bruce. Have you seen her before and stuff, dude?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't love that. That's another talk about overrated, guys. This like girl was like, anointed like the new rising star. It was that movie How to Have Sex.
Okay.
A real provocative title.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan of that movie. She seems like she's decent casting though, and I reported it months ago. I don't know, it's now fair game to do Beatles reporting at the trades. Apparently, Sony gave me green light, but I've been doing this shit for months or years.
Yeah, what did I see her in? I can't. Oh. Damn, I can't remember what I saw her in, but I saw her in something because I mean, Lindley always has Burt British shit on the television in our house always. She'd probably watch an episode of Vera. I probably saw her in an episode of Vera, which she's.
What are you watching, honey? British shit.
British. She loves the British shit. Big fan of Acorn and BritBox for sure. All right, let's get to the questions, Jeff. 450 of you joining us today. Thank you so much. Please make sure. Yeah, I know. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Subscribe to Jeff's newsletter at theinsnider.com. And let's get into these questions. Max Law says, Jeff, do you predict Zack Snyder's Resident Evil film will hit its early September release date? Could it move to late 2026? Jeff.
Yeah, I think it'll hit it.
Yeah.
See why it wouldn't.
All right. There you go. Claudio Galucci said, thank you, Claudio. Appreciate it. Gnome 3000 says, name your top 3 silent movies and why. Thanks. I'll give you one, and that is City Lights, the Charlie Chaplin film. I love that silent film. Jeff?
I don't do silent movies. I have better things to do with my time.
What about All Is Lost? That's kind of a silent movie.
I was going to say, is Un Chien Andalou silent?
That qualifies.
Put me down for that one.
Sean Gardner said, Friday 13th news, they still making the show?
Yeah. It's already been shooting.
Yeah. I thought it was reported last week or a couple weeks ago they're shooting.
Yeah.
Abdul, hey, y'all, just sending some support. Thank you, Abdul. Jeff, I'm finishing a new script, and we'll send it just at the end of spooky season, a horror script.
Abdul, my man, I owe you an email, right? Because we're going to discuss the notes that I gave you, and it's good to push back. That's the beauty of notes, right? You don't have to take them all. You take the ones that you choose, but I have to give them all, or otherwise I didn't do my job. So just, showing you some tough love to get you in get those scripts in good shape, and I look forward to reading the next one. You take the good, you take the bad. You take it both, and there you have. There you go. Alan Smithy, congrats on settling the score. High score victory. Oh, Jeff, you were on the show again, huh? First of all, that's a spoiler. People's enjoyment. I was actually told after the episode that I did not set the high score record, which was shocking if you saw this fucking score, Rocha. Wow. Apparently, Nose tells me that Ethan Irwin did better than I did. And I was close to perfect. So, little surprising. But yeah, if you want to watch, I'm just going to say at this point, if you want to watch an absolute ass kicking and how I haven't lost the steps since the Schmodown, check out Settle the Score on Matt Nost YouTube. Who would you battle? My boy Vish, who I play basketball with. He's going to he's going to kick the shit out of me on Saturday on the basketball court. He's much better than me. So, yeah. Dinkus McNally says, all right, I got to know, Jeff, after seeing Marty Supreme, do you think Timmy is the front runner now for Best Lead Actor Oscar? Also, thoughts on the film? Well, you don't have to give your thoughts on the film because I'm sure your review is going to be on in your newsletter. But thoughts on Timmy? A lot of people say now Chalamet is the front runner. What are your thoughts? I don't know. Really? Yeah. Really? I don't see it. Who's your front runner now? He's after seeing everything you've seen now. The problem isn't Timmy's performance, even though I don't think it's his best performance. Okay. But it's the character. Okay. It's not very likable. I have a hard time buying that people will. I mean, not Daniel Plainview's unlikable. Fucking Anton Chigurh is unlikable. These guys won Oscars. True. That said, between him and Leo, it's tough because I do think like they're jockeying for position. I think that there's going to be a surprise. I spent a lot of time thinking about this today. I don't think Michael B. Jordan's out of it. Nope. Playing dual roles. I think that something crazy could happen as well. I think it could be something small this year. I see people like Joel Edgerton in Train Dreams. I see Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon. Oh yeah. And I see someone like Wagner Moura. I think Wagner Moura, if he got the support of like the international branch, like I haven't seen that movie. Everyone who's seen it says it's pretty good. Yeah. I'm The Secret Agent. Who knows? Like this is the most cherished actor in Brazil. And he has crossed over to the U.S. Again, obviously an uphill battle when you're taking on two of the biggest movie stars in Leo and Timmy and movies that are probably going to be pretty well reviewed. But I don't know. I don't see it.
No, you never know. Christopher Spreezy says it's my birthday, so hopefully some Zelda and Star Wars scoops to celebrate. Jeff, have your sources at Sony told you anything at all regarding Zelda?
They told me the movie ends with a giant. No. I have no idea. I've got nothing for you on Zelda. Sorry, I wasn't really a Zelda kid growing up either.
Yeah, you're more Mario kid.
Definitely a Mario kid.
What about Zelda? Anything on? Oh, sorry. What about Star Wars? Anything on Star Wars?
No. Let's just say I circled back this week to check in on a few things.
Okay. All right.
Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing I'll say about Star Wars.
Okay, hold on. Let me take this down. Go ahead.
There is things are sort of in a holding pattern, like other than Starfighter, but like, you know, some other stuff. There's like the leadership thing, right? So it's like she's kind of a lame duck to some extent, right? Everyone knows Kathy is leaving. Again, I believe it'll be January now. So she's leaving soon, and I think that once the new leadership is installed, that's when you'll start to see stuff ramp up. Yeah, stuff starts to be announced and stuff. Person Pepea says, "What do you call a three-legged cow? Lean beef, haha." You've already done that one, dude. You got to get new jokes. You've already done that joke before on this show. I thought you were going to call me a three-legged cow, and I was going to take it as a compliment. Oh, Callie Kid, thank you, Callie. Very kind of you. Very kind of you. Said, love is the answer. I agree. Oh shit, I love you, Callie Kid. Thank you. Respect. Not to be a downer, my mother just had triple bypass heart surgery. She had 3 clogged arteries. She's in recovery. It was successful. Oh, well, great. We're very happy to hear that. Yes, exactly. Thank God, Callie Kid. I'm very happy for you. Yeah. Tell her to lay off the fucking meat. Tell her to lay off all the salted shit. Tell her to eat better, and she won't experience this again. So she had her fun, had the surgery. Now she's got to eat a little bit better because you want her to be around for you, brother. So I hope she takes the lessons and makes the changes, and you help her through it. But we are both very happy that the surgery was successful, my friend. And thank you for the kind donations. Very kind of you, brother. Doug Developer Jeff, would you say that winning a 3rd Oscar requires the performance to be absolutely transcendent? If so, I think Penn in One Battle After Another fits the bill. That's another one where I don't even have him as the front runner in his own movie anymore in that category. Okay. That's one where the character is just unlikable. Right? And particularly with how like it has been like so politicized. So I still think that Stellan Skarsgård, sight unseen, is the front runner for sentimental value. I just think that he has a narrative where it's like this guy's been making movies for 20-30 years. Yeah. But I think that Benicio del Toro actually, first of all, I think both of them are going to get nominated. I think One Battle will have 2 of the 5 slots, but I think Benicio del Toro is more likely to be nominated at this point because people just love him in that movie. You're insane. Sean's going to win, and Sean is going to be nominated. You're insane. Sean's going to win. Likability matters. Fuck all. You think Sean's going to beat Stellan Skarsgård? Yeah, no one even knows that fucking movie, dude. I hate to break it to you. I know you love that shit, but I'm saying, I'll tell you, you love the idea. I'm telling you, nobody gives a fuck about it. No one's like, we need to give it a Stellan. Like it ain't this ain't a Pacino situation, bro. I know that you think that, but it's not true. Sean Penn is the fucking answer, and no one will come close to it. I'm telling you. Hey, you know what I'll do? Because he's ridiculing guys like this. It's a political commentary on guys like this by making them meatheads and dummies, and that's the commentary. That's going to get across to the liberal community. Go ahead. Well, here's what we're going to bet. Don't bet money. Oh, we're not betting money. Okay, go ahead. We're betting a few small beers. That I will 100% bet you. What do you want to say? Like a flight or 3 beers? How many beers you want? A few is 3. Okay. 3 beers. We're betting 3 beers. Sean Penn, you're betting that Sean Penn's going to win. And I'm betting that he will not win. So I get the field. I feel like you should get the field. Here's the thing. He's not going to be nominated. And I think that's the field. But go ahead. Yeah. No, okay. Here's what I'll do then. I get the field that he doesn't win. Okay. But Benicio also has to be nominated. Ooh. So I'm betting on a Del Toro nomination and anyone that wins but Sean Penn. Okay. I will take that bet. That's a fair bet.
That's a fair bet. All right. 3 beers. Done. Doug Developer says Nicholson as good as it gets. Daniel Day-Lewis, Lincoln Street, and Iron Lady. McDormand in Nomadland. Which of these third Oscar performances do you think is transcendent? I think I reject your notion that it has to be transcendent, because I always think sometimes like every year is different. And so some years, yes, it's like you delivered the greatest, most transcendent performance ever. There's no doubt about it. In some years, it's like, well, there was nothing else, and we defaulted to you. Like Meryl Streep for Iron Lady. There's nothing Meryl Streep does in Iron Lady she hadn't done a million other films. There's nothing that stands out. Like Alan Arkin, Little Miss Sunshine. There's nothing he does in that movie he hasn't done in 30 other films, but it's the timing. So I think that's the way it went down with these situations. But yeah, Jeff, which one is the transcendent performance?
It's definitely Daniel Day-Lewis as Lincoln. But
Agreed.
The best performance is probably Nicholson in As Good as It Gets.
Yeah. He's so good in that. I'm Two Fly Camps. It's Ocean's 14 and Heat 2. No one under 50 is watching these. Hollywood scraping the bottom again. Doesn't matter who's in it.
If they're women, or when at least when it's the Heat 2. Like that is also why Warner Brothers was like, yeah, we're good. Women aren't interested in this at all.
Do you think if DiCaprio doesn't commit to, do you think it goes streaming? Do you think Michael Mann would allow it to go streaming? Amazon MGM, do you think?
No, it's
okay.
Not streaming. No.
Heat will be lucky to break.
In the theatrical business these days.
Yeah. Heat will be lucky to break 275. Let me see the cast first.
I mean, sure. 275 is not bad.
Right now, I'd be lucky if it broke 200 in my mind, but I got to see the cast.
275. I mean, if it costs 170 plus another 70 for marketing, then you're at a movie that costs 240 and basically has to gross $500 million. Yeah. Then you would be in trouble, which I guess is what it's going to need. Is they're at least 400, right, with all the ancillaries, because we can't forget about the ancillaries.
It's true.
So you're like 275 when I'm just thinking about like for a crime movie, like that's not bad.
Yeah. Alan Smithy says, Jeff, do you remember the 1997 North Hollywood shootout? 2 crazy dudes inspired by Heat robbed a bank with body armor and auto rifles. The cops went to a gun store mid-battle to get the rifles to fight back.
Yes. It's not that I was here in Los Angeles for that or anything, but I feel like they've tried to do that movie a couple of times.
Yeah.
Since I've been a reporter. I think one of the projects was called North Hollywood.
Right.
And I don't think it got made. So I do remember that story.
I thought it was a TV movie.
Was it?
Or maybe it was the documentary. Maybe just the documentary that I saw. Yeah, here we go. 44 minutes, North Hollywood shootout.
No, that's not. That's like a TV, like.
Yeah, Michael Madsen, Ron Livingston, Mario Van Peebles. Oh, how about that situation? Music by George S. Clinton. Respect.
Yeah, I want to say it was like Fuqua or someone who was going to do a North Hollywood movie.
He was. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I'm guessing, but it rings a bell. I can't remember every fucking story I've reported over the last 20 years, but I have a pretty encyclopedic knowledge of development.
You do. Popular culture, right. 44 North Hollywood shootout album by Blues Traveler based on the event. SWAT, that film with Colin Farrell and Samuel Jackson, opens with a scene from that. But yeah, everything else is just like mini documentaries and what have you. All right, let's see what else we got here. Evelyn says, what do you think of this fan casting? Jamie Lawson for Storm. She was just in Sinners.
It was Albert Hughes. Albert Hughes, October 2019, to direct North Hollywood movie based on the deadly 1997 shootout.
Wow.
That was close. Fuqua, Albert Hughes, close.
Jamie Lawson for Storm. Just in Sinners, and she was the new mayor in The Batman. Is she a rising star?
Yeah, she's a rising star. I've heard a lot of names for Storm. Every, young black actress, I'm sure, has been mentioned. So yeah, add her to the list. She's a possibility, sure.
Yeah, no, I don't see it. But maybe. Dennis Hoffman, Miami Vice should be Miles Teller. Michael B. Kaczynski loves Teller, as we all. Oh, sorry. Miami Vice should be Miles Teller. Michael B. Kaczynski loves Teller, as we all do.
If they got married, though, if they fell in love on this movie, Michael B. Jordan and Joseph Kaczynski, he would take the name and be Michael B. Kaczynski.
I like that idea.
Miles and Michael. I love that pairing just because, you know, like they've done a couple of movies. Maybe it was just one movie together. That one with Zac Efron, remember?
Yeah, Awkward Moment. Isn't that what it was called?
Yeah, An Awkward Moment. Right, yeah. Exactly. I do think that they have good chemistry.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Okay. John Darris, hey guys, I was wondering with Pam, Abdy, and Mike DeLuca contract renewed, why wasn't Gunn's contract renewed too? Hoping we hear some positive news soon. Love to hear your thoughts. Well, John, we talked about it earlier. So if you want to go back and check the time code after the show's over, which I'll put up in an hour, we talked about it, and Jeff essentially intimated that was going to happen. So. Wiley tosses Rucker, we all know you love Kevin James classic. Here Comes the Boom. Oh, God. That fucking movie.
Boom! Here comes the boom!
I am not, nor have I ever been a Kevin James person. No offense, Kevin. Make your money, get your bag. I've never found him funny or interesting or watchable.
Wouldn't it be crazy going back to the Miami Vice question? Like we're talking about Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan, right?
Right.
Who would have thought in the days of That Awkward Moment that if we were going to reboot Sonny Crockett, it'd be Miles Teller and not the co-star Zac Efron?
Yeah, maybe.
As well.
Although arguably Zach has gotten so much better as an actor since the High School Musical.
I wouldn't mind him as Sonny either.
That could be interesting. Played out says McKenna Grayson, Kieran Shipka. I cannot tell the difference. Forgive me. Well, Kira Shipka is. They're different looking people. I would say. I think Kira's older than her. So
Kieran Shipka's older, yeah, and I think Anna Sophia Robb's probably older than both of them.
Oh, true. And then somewhere is what's her face?
We're all the same.
What's her face from Mean Girls? The actress from Down Under. I forget her name. The main girl from Mean Girls. Cody Bishop, do you think there is a universe where Marvel would ever have the stones to tackle topics like DC did this season on Peacemaker? Would Disney ever? Well, I mean, Andor did under the Star Wars banner. But Marvel, Marvel doesn't really show a propensity to get knee deep into stuff. And don't even give Peacemaker that much credit. Remember, they got out of that universe before you saw any of the encampments, before you saw any of the mistreatment of black people in the show. So they had it, they presented it, but they didn't really go in on it. So, Jeff?
Didn't watch Peacemaker this season, so I don't know what topics were tackled.
Okay. Callie Kidd says, Enemy is a beautiful movie.
It was a beautiful movie. The cinematography was stunning. I thought it was gorgeous. And the score was amazing. It was maybe my favorite score of the year. Ultimately, though, the movie's just, it's so long and it's just like, it's very much a first film. The script just didn't really work for me.
Fair point. Callie Kidd also says, if Daniel Day-Lewis gets nominated for Best Actor and wins, he should. Do you think he will show up, though?
Yeah, I think he'd show up if he was nominated. I don't think he's going to end up being nominated. I think that movie's going to kind of just, be forgotten.
I mean, he's always shown up to accept the award, so I don't know why he wouldn't show up,
He's good. He's really good in the movie, and there was a point where I was just watching his face like, this is a face that was born to be projected 40 feet on a movie screen. Like, he's so fucking good. But,
I watched the interviews with his son that he's been. I watched a few of them on YouTube. It's just such a engaging guy. He really is. Like, and I don't know if that's because he was with his son. He was much more open in the conversations and whatever. I thought it was really great, these interviews he's done recently. And I think what he tried to do deserves credit, which is kind of take back the idea of method acting being something terrible. And he said it because, I mean, Jared Leto has kind of sullied method acting. And Daniel Day-Lewis was like, I don't understand why there's such a knock on it, because it's a tact, a tool to use to become a better actor, but your process should not fuck up other people's process. And if that's what you're doing as a method actor, you're doing it wrong. So I kind of appreciated that. Michael, do you think Dwayne Johnson's calling Vin Diesel after those box office numbers of the Smashing Machine? Also, guys, did you read the Wall Street Journal article on Fast 11 and demand for budget cuts? Love you guys. Yeah, the 50 million. Jeff, your thoughts on this?
I wasn't able to read the article itself because it's behind the paywall.
Oh.
Ben Fritz, hook it up. But I'm pretty sure I know what it said anyways, because I've been saying it for a long time now, that they want to bring it back to a lean and mean movie like the first one was, or it was about street racing. These movies have gotten so ridiculous and globe-trotting with these giant action sequences that there's no way that the box office can cover them anymore. I mean, these are supposed to be not even movies that like Universal breaks even on.
Yeah,
but like movies that are like huge tentpoles for them.
Right.
So the only way to do that is to bring the cost down, and that means trimming cast or getting people like Vin Diesel to take pay cuts.
Yep.
And I also think that, frankly, you know, the legal stuff that is surrounding Vin Diesel, you know, is being sued by a former assistant. I think that is, you know, sort of slowed things down, or at least killed the momentum.
Yeah.
I do think that there will be a final movie. I don't think that they're just going to end the franchise and leave everybody hanging. This has been too important to them, and they want to give them closure. But yeah, Vin is going to have to make some fucking compromises. You know, maybe The Rock does. I mean, I'm sure The Rock will probably come back, especially after, you know, some of these, you know, box office disappointments. I just want everybody to get along and make one last good fast movie that doesn't need to see them going to fucking outer space.
It shouldn't be more than $200 million. It shouldn't be. I actually would tear all the way down to 150. You can get it done. The Cali Kid, do you think Krager's Weapons will get Oscar nods? Yeah, sure. Jeff?
Yeah, I do. And every day I think it's a stronger contender. I think it's a movie that people thought was pretty good. I didn't hear a lot of people bad-mouthing Weapons. It's all about just like how many movies WB can get in this year and what its priorities are going to be. But I don't see why a screenplay nomination or Best Supporting Actress nomination, things like that, are out of the realm of contention. Casting as well.
Yeah, I think Amy Madigan, absolutely. I think she's the odds-on favorite, obviously. Master McCall, Jeff, I love reading your movie blog. I have to ask, why did you not like Good Boy? I love the story and I loved how it was filmed. Glad you liked Sketch.
You see either of those movies?
I have not seen Good Boy or Sketch. No.
First of all, Sketch is really good.
That's
Sketch is really, really good. They just found good kids. Like, that is not easy. And the kids really help. And again, that's a $3 million movie that some studio would make for $75 million.
Right.
Okay. They would just throw CGI, and it's like, no, like I want it to look a little messy and a little homemade, and Sketch was great. That guy's going to definitely get some work off that. Seth Worley. Good Boy's a gimmick. The dog is great. The dog is very emotive. I guess if you have 3 years to get certain reactions from the dog, it's possible. So it's a great idea.
Okay.
In concept. In execution, this movie is 73 minutes long, and it felt like it was 3 fucking hours long.
Wow.
You're just at ground level the whole time. There's a reason that dogs don't star in movies.
Yeah.
Okay? You know, and I get that this is just one of them, but it's just not a very interesting story. It felt very amateurish. There are some cool shots and everything, but no, it was not for me. It felt like skin in a rink.
Oh, wow. Abdul says, watch Departed again. Is Leo the main character or is Damon? The film begins and ends with him, and he has more screen time. Say hello to your mother. I think Leo is the main character because you care about what happens to him. Damon, you're just waiting for a comeuppance. With Leo, he's the main character. Jeff, don't you think?
I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not supposed to like Damon. I mean, no, yes, Damon. You're not supposed
I
to.
think it's one of DiCaprio's all-time best performances, and he doesn't really get the credit that he deserves for the movie.
Agreed.
I mean, they're kind of co-leads, but if
Sure.
I had to say one is the lead over the other, I would go with Leo.
Well, you were invested in his story. You're not invested in Damon's story. You just want comeuppance. Eddie Alidia, could Fraser get the nom with Rental Family? Sure. That's in play, right, Jeff?
I have no idea. I haven't been allowed to see Rental Family. It's a Searchlight title.
Okay. I
got assigned a cover story on Brendan Fraser for Rental Family, and when the studio found out that I was going to be the one writing it, they put the kibosh on it.
Why?
Because we have beef.
Oh,
you don't like a certain publicist at Searchlight or how they operate. So I won't be dealing with them anymore. And clearly the feeling was mutual. They don't want to deal with me. Now, listen, the magazine, I think if there was more time to do the assignment, the magazine would have pushed back because it's like, hey, I didn't really work to become the editor-in-chief of this magazine so that you could tell me who's going to write our cover stories.
Right.
But they were under a certain time crunch. And so, they were just like, you know what? Let's just work together on something else. I got to find a writer for this ASAP.
Yeah. That's a shame. Pimp Chimpea says, what did Taco say in church? Let us pray. Oh my God. Yikes. Message McCall. Rank these horror movie icons. Jason and Freddy, Chuck, Michael Myers, Ghostface, Jason, my favorite. Don't know how I feel about Braun Strowman playing him. What do you care? He's going to be behind a hockey mask. It's not going to be Braun Strowman saying lines and shit. Like, he's just going to look good. Big.
This is like an impossible task.
I would go Michael Myers, Freddy, Jason, Chucky, Ghostface. There you go. For me, that's easy.
Yeah, I mean, Ghostface isn't really a character. He's a mask. He's a costume.
Right.
That other people wear. So I'm going to go put him at the bottom. I think Chucky is the best.
Wow.
I fucking love Chucky. I'm going to go him at 1.
Okay.
I'm going to go Michael Myers at 2, Freddy 3, Jason 4, Ghostface 5.
There you go. I like that. Played Out says, 1 battle sweeps. It's a protest pick. Get it. Yeah. That feels like that's what's happening.
Did you see what Bret Easton Ellis had to say today?
Oh, yeah. Whatever, man.
Well, that's the thing. Everybody just dismisses what he says because he's Bret Easton Ellis. He's a MAGA guy.
I didn't even know it was a MAGA guy.
Said couldn't have been more spot on.
Oh, please.
Okay, which is all about
because he agrees with you. That's all.
Yeah, that's how that works. Yes, I think I agree with Bret Easton Ellis that the reason everyone is jizzing in their pants for one battle after another is because the movie most closely mirrors their politics as opposed to it being like an actual great movie that's going to stand the test of time.
I don't even think about I disagree with you 1,000%. I've seen the movie 4 times now, and I do not get caught up in the politics of the movie. It's about the characters. That's what I care about. The stupid, bumbling Leonardo DiCaprio, the over-officious nutball that is Sean Penn. And yes, of course, I catch the Christmas Association. I catch the white supremacist stuff. I catch all that. But it's more about a father and daughter. That's why I love the movie. That's what hooks me into the movie. It's not about the protest or the politics or any of that shit. That's all ancillary to me. To me, it's about the relationship that he has with Chase Infinity and how that develops. And when she gets taken, how he has to fucking step up and find a way to get her and how she finds her strength trying to overcome the situation. And so for me, that's what brings me back to the movie more than anything else. So I disagree with you. I don't think it's the politics, but I don't disagree that there aren't people who look at the film, focus on the politics and give it a pass. Like, I don't disagree with that because that's certainly possible. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I think Brett's wrong, because Brett himself, as you said, being a MAGA guy, he sees everything through political thing instead of seeing it objectively.
You are entitled to disagree.
Yes. Sam says, thoughts on the new Frankenstein trailer? I liked it. You had more of Jacob Elordi doing the voiceover and more footage in the trailer. So, Jeff?
Haven't seen it. Not going to watch it. I will wait for the movie to come out.
Right on. Jay Barrett Mash, are you going to get it on Netflix? Are you getting it early through contacts there?
I don't know. I don't know if Netflix will invite me to anything this season. They have not invited me to anything yet. Okay. Not that I... Never mind.
Isn't House of Dynamite coming out next week? I think it's coming out next week.
I can't wait. The knives will fucking be out for that one.
I know there will be from your end. Jay Barrett Mash, hey guys, glad to catch you live again. Thank you. What do you think the Oscars chances are for Kiss of the Spider Woman? Trying to plan out what titles. I think they're legitimately zero. I'll be honest with you. I think nothing.
I give them 5% for both J-Lo and Tonatia.
Yeah.
Tonasha? I don't know how to pronounce their name.
I mean, the fact that it's only opening at 2 million, she could do all the press tours she wants. People are clearly not interested in this damn movie or her. Like,
Isn't that a function of like Lionsgate, which like release and like who cares how much a movie makes? Wes Anderson's movies, how much do those make on release?
Yeah, but do they do better than the budget? That's the thing to me. Does it make money?
General public does not give a fuck. They don't know how much these movies cost. No one is sitting there with a fucking calculator.
Yes, but they know which films are successes and which ones aren't by seeing the reaction to them and like that they're still at the movie theater and all that kind of stuff. It's just instinctual. Jay Bambash, another Oscars question. What about Testament of Ann Lee? It's written by Brady Corbett, Mona Fastfold. Love you guys. I heard something coming out of the festival about that movie, Jeff, but I haven't heard much since.
It got picked up by Searchlight, so I'll probably never see it. It's about a Mormon who dances. Sounds like a great Christmas movie. Good luck to them against the Amanda Seyfried movie with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, right on. Luke Starkiller. What's up, Luke? Hi, John and Jeff. Hope you're doing well. I lost my mom a few months ago. I've been going to a talk group. It's been really helping, and your show has been helping me too. My name is Simon, by the way. Oh, thank you, Simon. Jeff?
I thought your name was Luke Starkiller, bro. Who the fuck are you? No. Hello, my name is Simon. Well, John, Luke, Simon, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Yes.
I'm glad that you've been seeking help and talking to people because that's the only way it's going to get better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What you want to work towards is that moment where you don't feel the pain of the years you've lost, but you really appreciate the years you had with your mom. That's super important. That's going to take time to get there, but once you do, you're really going to find a whole new appreciation for your mother's presence in your life, bro. So much love and keep fighting the fight, bro. Wayne Edwards. What's up, Jets? What's up, Wayne? I haven't been in a movie theater since Weapons. I plan to see a House of Dynamite at the Egyptian this weekend. Oh, is it showing the Egyptian? A movie that has caught my attention. Have you heard any buzz about it? Well, Jeff has.
Yeah, I don't think this movie is very good.
Fucking Egyptian.
Yeah, it's the same 40 minutes 3 times.
Oh,
and it's not something I need other perspectives on. And there's just the ending's bad. It's a cop out. No.
Oh.
Even Idris Elba, I'm supposed to buy as the U.S. president. How is that possible?
Well, I'm sure he doesn't put the accent on.
Yeah, well, guess what? I didn't buy it for a fucking second.
Okay. That's out this weekend too. Shit, that is out right by my house too. Fuck, I'm gonna have to go see that too.
It just felt like who can we get Netflix to finance this with? Idris Elba, or you can be the president. What?
Played out says Jeff is establishment. Oh my god, please.
I'm the establishment. That's a good one.
That is a good one. All right, let's hit these Streamlabs and we'll get on out of here. Jeff, you undersold.
Wait, before we go on, you know what the fucking establishment is, John?
Go ahead.
It's like when you look at people like, oh, well, Big Picture's the biggest podcast in the land, and like even like Bellany, like these guys are who they are because they are on Bill Simmons's Ringer Podcast Network.
Oh, sure.
That's why that show has the audience it does. It's why Bellany has the audience that he does. Okay. If they were just doing a YouTube show, like it's all about what platform you are available on, right? And you have to go, like they already went where the audience was. I'm sure they like credit to them. They've done a great job building that audience.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend that if Johnny Boy and I had a show on the Ringer Network that it would be the biggest fucking show that the network fucking has. Okay. And I'll tell you why. Because other podcasts.
Yeah.
Do we ever talk about other podcasts on this show? Not often, right?
Not often, no.
No. You know what the other podcasts do? They talk about us. They talk about this show. That's why we don't have the biggest numbers on the planet. Sure. But this is the biggest fucking movie podcast in the world because of what gets discussed, okay? Anyone could go fucking review the new movies that came out this weekend and then talk for 2 hours endlessly with such great pretension about all the themes and this, and come up with these fucking Bill Simmons listicles, okay? What Johnny Boy and I do is so fucking unique. No one can replicate it. And that's why we go viral as often as we do, which we will today with X-Men.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Great point you bring up, brother man. I agree. We had a chance to go something, but it has to be the right thing. It has to be the right thing. We don't lack for offers. It's just we're looking for the right thing if we're going to go on a bigger network. Joe says, Jeff, you undersold Task B+. It's a masterpiece. Well, I mean, don't we have 2 more episodes? Don't you guys have 2 more episodes left on this one or 1? I think it's 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta see the whole picture before you call something a masterpiece. Look, I mean, we're just so eager to fucking call everything a masterpiece these days. It's unbelievable. It really is something.
PTA should win Best Director. I want to hear him say it. Do you believe that Donald Trump is the right person to be president right now, Jeff? John, the only good thing about this show is when you tell people off, Jeff, you want people on your side. Wise up. Okay, first of all, I want to make this really clear. I don't condone this approach because you're trying to bully someone into agreeing with your point of view. And there is nothing that has driven more people out of voting for Democrats than bullying people to try to say what you want them to say and pin them down and then accuse them of lying about their stuff. So, Jeff, I just wanted to say that before you responded to it. Go ahead.
I'm just listen, I'm a fan of the big picture. I'm a fan of Matt Bellamy. I subscribe to his newsletter. I listen to The Town. Check out my podcast. I only listen to like 6 fucking podcasts.
Yeah,
I can name them for you, and most of them are on the Ringer Podcast Network.
That's true.
So I like the product they put out, but it just kills me when everyone just everyone just thinks that these people are the only game in town.
I agree. Yeah.
And it's they benefit from having Bill Simmons on as a guest every month, right? Like, Bill, come on this podcast. We'll see the numbers that it does.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the access that they have on that podcast with all these A-list film. We're gonna have PTA and Leo on the show this week. Like, you have to understand that is what is making that the biggest movie podcast. Okay.
Oh yeah, 100%. They've gained the system for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like if any of us had been rewarded with a fucking podcast with Bill Simmons, like we'd be doing just fine. Don't worry about it. And we are doing just fine.
Right. Yeah. Quintillion says, John and Jeff, any MCU X-Men reboot casting update and any DCU update? Well, we talked about it earlier, so look back on the time code on that. DC update, I don't think there's much. Jeff, is there anything on your end that you know?
No.
Okay.
And yes, Charlie the Unicorn, they are the establishment.
Right. Thomas says, John and Jeff, would you rather cast Chase Infinity as Jean Grey or Rogue? I guess Rogue.
Who?
I can see her. The main girl from One Battle After Another, the daughter.
Chase Infinity as Rogue or who?
Jean Grey.
Yeah, Rogue for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And just to clarify, I receive the benefit of the same platforming, right? Like I wouldn't be the Sneider if I didn't start my career at Variety,
right,
or at The Wrap or whatever.
Sure.
Or even if you want to go back further, Ain't It Cool News,
right?
But yeah, I don't know. It maybe it's because I'm such a fan of those other shows. Like again, to their credit, that I see everything that's being said about them and take the criticism or non-criticism seriously. Like again, that show, it's just people like agreeing with each other. And that's why I loved when Van Lathan came on this week and talked to, like, you know, gave them the business for One Battle After Another.
Van is great.
Because they don't do that. They just don't do that on the show. Everybody just licking each other's balls. And finally it was, and Manson Perry look at me like I'm crazy when I act like this on FYC. But thank God Van Lathan is just like, you are crazy. You think that this movie's better than Boogie Nights? You're crazy.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't put this above Boogie Nights. No way. I don't think you understand what you're talking about if you're trying to put this film.
Well, when I say things like that, Perry and Mance will be like, "Whoa, buddy, like chill out." I'm like, "No, I can't chill out. You guys are fucking insane."
I mean, to be fair, and this is nothing negative, but like, you know, Manson,
I
Perry,
love both of them.
Yeah, they're not big on confrontation.
Anyone who thinks One Battle After Another is better than Boogie Nights is nuts.
I don't disagree with you. Fred says, showing support for my dudes on the hot mic. Thank you, Fred. Sinners is still in my top 3 movies for 2025, and I'm happy it's hanging in there. It's that time of the show to ask if there's any Star Wars news. Thanks. Well, we addressed it already, so sorry, Fred. Check in again next week on that.
Told you, I'm owed something.
Yeah.
We're holding on that Amy Adams story, so
yeah, it's true.
I'm trying to cash in those chips soon. It's time.
The Glimmercast says, I might have missed it, but did you all catch Good Boy? I stayed after for the making of featurette. So much creativity and passion behind it. Jeff spoke about it. I haven't seen it. So
I respect the creativity and the passion, but at the end of the day, was it a chore getting through this movie? It absolutely was.
Yeah. Samo says, do you really think Hamnet has a major chance to win Best Picture, or does One Battle After Another or Sinners have the better chance? I have a hard time picturing Hamnet, even though I haven't seen it yet, due to the political timeline we are dealing with now, and Sinners and One Battle After Another fit that better.
I have a hard time buying Hamnet as Best Picture winner too, but I need to see it first because I heard the ending is great, and that's a problem with a lot of these movies is they just don't have a great ending. I didn't love the end of Marty Supreme. I didn't fully buy it.
Okay.
I didn't love the end of One Battle After Another, where it's like 10 minutes of Leonardo DiCaprio trying to get someplace to save his daughter, and then he shows up and it's all over. So Hamnet, I heard, has a great ending, and I got to see it before I weigh in on it.
It could be the Shakespeare love. It could be the thing, but I doubt it, but it could be the Shakespeare love, because here's a counterpoint. There may be people in Hollywood who don't want to vote for a political movie because of how fraught it is right now. And the last thing they want to do is, kind of uplift that. So it's very possible, I mean, look, Saving Private Ryan was odds-on favorite. Everyone thought that thing was winning Best Picture. Spielberg was probably writing a speech weeks ahead of time, and then Shakespeare in Love came in and won it. So you just never know. You just never know with that shit. Samo says, with EA, a major video game publisher, being bought by Saudi and private investors, along with Jared Kushner and turning private, do you think Saudi and private investors could buy a film studio like WB or Disney and go private? No, I don't think they could buy and go private, but they might buy it. Jeff?
What's the question again? One more time, sir.
Do you think Saudi and private investors could buy a film studio like WB or Disney and go private? I don't think you can get away with that.
Yes, I think anything's possible these days.
Okay.
Again, I think if there's a crazy billionaire out there who would love to get his hands on a studio after getting his hands on a certain social media platform.
Just get him a shirt that fits and covers his stomach for once. That's what I would like. Gil_Aaron says, what is your favorite movie to watch during Halloween? Well, I'm not a Halloween person, so I can't answer this. Jeff, do you have a favorite Halloween? I don't give a fuck about Halloween. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, watching Halloween on Halloween is always a classy way to go. But
true.
October really isn't the month of Halloween for me.
Okay.
It's the month of Devil's Night.
Oh, right. Okay.
Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up!
And Samo says, thoughts on an Amenity getting mixed reviews, and is DDL's Oscars chances over? Have you seen it yet? Well, we talked about it earlier, Samo. So this was like 20 minutes ago, but we talked about it earlier, Samo. So I don't know how you missed that, but
yeah, he's great. I feel like the Academy will be more adventurous than just being like, Daniel Day-Lewis is in a movie, so we got to give it to him.
Right.
That movie's not going to do any business. It's not a very good movie. I don't think it helps.
Eddie Lydia says, agree about Leo for Departed. Nicholson snubbed? No, it was, I don't know.
It's your denomination.
Yeah, sure. I thought it was very showy performance that was like rehashing his shit from before. I didn't think it was that strong of a performance from him, personally. I mean, I thought Baldwin should have gotten nominated. Baldwin was amazing in that movie, man. Jeff, I do like him. Jeff much better than Plain Jane Ringer folks. There you go. What am I, fucking mashed potatoes, motherfucker? I mean, I host the goddamn show here. So.
Because we don't have kids.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, we're not dead inside.
These people are our kids. The fans who come in every week are our kids.
You are my rookies. I'm here to raise a generation of moviegoers.
Yes.
No, seriously, my canon looks like totally different than the canon or the Ringers canon. And I am very much like with a guy like Chris Ryan, who
Yeah, I
drafted
like Chris.
Die Hard. Yeah, I love Chris Ryan.
Yeah.
Who drafted Die Hard with a Vengeance as his top New York movie of all time. Number one pick. I was like, you're my king.
Amazing. All right, that's all the Streamlabs. That's all the super chats. Let's get on out of here, Jeff. Thanks to everybody. Thanks to everybody who joined us. We really appreciate it. We didn't get to 50 because I had something to drop, but we didn't get to 50. So no offense to everybody, but we didn't get to 50. If we had, I'd have dropped something. Maybe next week we'll do that. Any final words here, Jeff, and let people know where they can subscribe to your newsletter, bro?
Guys, if all 400, 500 something of you subscribe to the newsletter, I'd be able to eat tonight. So subscribe or just buy that Heat 2 story on buymeacoffee.com.
There you go.
Well, thank you no matter what for watching this show. It means the world to me. And check out the domination that the beatdown that I put on Vish on Settle the Score. Spoiler alert. On @Nost YouTube channel.
There you go. All right. As for me, at the Rocha says on all the social media, subscribe down below, hit that bell button. We're 100 people away from 40,000. Please subscribe. Thousands of you watch every week. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button. I would appreciate it. And don't forget, we are a podcast as well. So subscribe to the podcast there. Just go look the Hot Mic up on Apple and you can subscribe. All right. Thank you all so much. You're amazing. Enjoy Peacemaker tonight. Enjoy TAS this weekend. And we'll talk to you next time with another brand new episode of the Hot Mic. Peace.